They say the story of Christmas is that Jesus today, December 25th is the day Jesus was born. But when you look, if you watch any of those documentaries on the History Channel or whatever, they say if there were shepherds out, he wasn't born in December. Because the shepherd wouldn't have come out unless it was the spring.
Ooh.
So unfortunately, the truth of the situation is that December 20th, there was a council called the Council of Nicaea. I think it was 345 AD. Okay. I think it was called the Council of Nicaea. I think it was 345 AD or 336.
They picked a date.
They literally did it. You ready for this? Sal Bibs.
Don't tell me this.
Don't tell Dr. Brana this.
I know.
They picked Christmas. They most likely picked Easter, and they picked the 4 Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, because there was like 30 Gospels. So they just picked the ones that made Jesus look the best, and then they picked December 25th for, I think it was because it was like somebody's like birthday.
No.
Yeah, and like that's what they did. But really,
we don't know.
Jesus most likely
we don't know the date.
Wasn't born December 25th.
Maybe a springtime kid.
If there were shepherds out.
Yeah.
That's what they say. Now,
I mean, they did a good job because the branding for Christmas, like with the snow.
Yeah, imagine Christmas in the sun. I mean, that would suck.
No, I was in the Florida Keys one year on December 7th. It was 95 degrees and people had all the houses lit up with lawn decorations. And
no.
And it felt like I was in another planet.
It's very strange. If the temperature where you live is above 60 degrees, I'd say Christmas is canceled in your city.
Yeah.
That's what I'll say. So if you're listening right now.
How do you watch Christmas movies and look outside and you have to put on SPF?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
By the way, speaking of SPF, speaking of Christmas, I'd like to shout out Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Bucks for winning yet another Super Bowl. And I'd also be remiss if I didn't mention Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. It was a hell of a game. And I think we're going to see them again next season, both of them.
Yeah.
And, Brady did it at 43 years old.
And you know what I feel like doing? I feel like doing it again. I'd like to shout out Tom Brady
100%.
and the Tampa Bay Bucks.
Yeah. And you'd be even more remiss if you didn't talk about Patty Mahomes.
Twice as remiss.
And them Chiefs.
Yes.
We double up because it just feels there was a need to double up.
In the Christmas spirit, we want to do it twice.
Yeah.
So, still on track.
Also, do you want to tell the audience about that last point you left off on?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Oh, the big continuation.
Right, the big continuation. So the last point that I left off was the fifth thing that Seneca said to live by was death is not in the distant future. We are dying every day. So Merry Christmas.
Yeah. I mean, the first 4, if you watched last week's episode.
And we know that you are.
We know that you did. The first 4 were bangers.
Yes.
And then that 5th one was a real downer.
What are bangers and mash?
Don't be a fake, don't be a flake, don't run away from your feelings, babe.